Weird, but wonderful.
We have a wonderful podcast, a journey into the minds of strange people doing strange things. My name's James. Thank you for being here. On this show, we try to understand people a little bit better. We're fascinated by human beings, their behavior, what motivates them to do what they do. So thank you for being here with me. Now, pretty much all of us would do anything to protect the ones that we love. We want to stick up for our loved ones. We want to protect them from harm. And maybe even bite back at those who have hurt them. That's kind of what this dude did. A man in China became seriously ill after eating a live crab in an apparent act of revenge after the crustacean nipped his child with one of its pincers. Okay. Okay. Wow. Just, it's time that we level the playing field. I'm sick of all these goddamn animals, arthropods, crustaceans, just thinking that they're out here ruling the animal kingdom. You bite me, cunt. I'll bite you back. I've got teeth. Oh, you've got pincer hands? I've got teeth, dude. And a fucking pot of boiling water with your name on it, cunt. The 39-year-old man named Lu from Zhejiang in eastern China was angered after a small crab attacked his daughter and decided to take revenge on the creature by swallowing it alive, according to the doctors that treated him. The man went to hospital with serious back pain 2 months later. First of all, misleading opening line about a man biting back for revenge. I apologize. He swallowed it whole. That's probably not a great idea, to be honest. I'd say there's a bigger list of things that you shouldn't swallow whole versus things that are acceptable to be swallowed whole. But live crab, whether it bit your daughter or not, probably not the best thing to swallow whole. Make sure it's dead first, I'd say. Otherwise, it's really just going to go on a pinching rampage inside your guts. So maybe avoid that. Hey, lesson learned. Sometimes you've got to learn a lesson the hard way. And, I'd like to think that us, me, you, we're the type of people that probably wouldn't need to learn the lesson of not swallowing a crab whole. I feel like we get it. Me and you, we get it. We get it. You probably shouldn't do that. So not a lesson we have to learn, but, a lesson for some nonetheless. An initial checkup indicated pathology changes in his chest, abdomen, liver, and digestive system, but his doctor was unable to identify the exact cause. It was not until Lu's wife recalled a crab-eating incident 2 months prior that doctors discovered what the source of the pain was. Lu, just really quick, because these are strange sort of problems that you seem to be having here. Are there any sort of events or, maybe things that you've eaten or done recently that sort of spring to mind that are potentially out of the ordinary? It's a great question. It's a great question. Thank you so much for asking. Things that I've done probably outside of the norm lately. Tough one to think about. No, none spring to mind. What's that? My wife, yeah. No. My wife is, yeah, that's a good point, actually. I did, in an act of revenge, as we all do. We all want to protect our kids. Do you have kids? You do. Okay, great. So you get it. So if a crab, pinches your daughter, obviously you want to enact revenge upon it. John Wick style revenge on a crab. Do I crush it? Do I stamp on it? Do I hit it with a rock? Do I capture it, take it home, boil it, and eat it? I don't have time for all of that. But I do have time for revenge. So I picked it up. Yeah, I am remembering now. This is sort of out of the normal for me. I instinctually picked up the crab and in an act of revenge, just swallowed him whole and thought, think about what you've done in there. We repeatedly asked him if he had ever eaten game or anything unusual, anything that could cause allergies. He said no to all of them. That's according to the director of the digestive system department at Sir Run Shaw Hospital in Hangzhou. After his wife mentioned the incident, Lou admitted to the doctors that he had indeed eaten, quote, something special. Okay. Okay. Lou, I need you to stop playing fucking games here, right, mate? I can see you've got a mischievous smile on your face when you've said something special, okay? You are dying. So this isn't the good. No, I get it. A sense of childlike wonder is something that we should all, strive to instill in ourselves. But again, you are dying. And we are going to need you to sort of tell us what it was that you ate, you silly devil. I asked him, hey, why did you eat a live crab? And he said, I wanted to take revenge for my daughter. What did he expect the response to that to be? The doctor to just go, oh, yeah, makes sense. No, yeah, guys, don't bother with the booking for the doing the MRI. We've got it. Classic case of revenge. He said, when we were by a stream, my daughter was pinched by a small crab. So I got angry and put it into my mouth for revenge. Oh my fucking Christ. A subsequent blood test showed that Lou had been infected by at least 3 parasites from ingesting the crab. He has since recovered following treatment, but still needs follow-up checkups. So the irony there being that the crab bit his daughter. Lou thought, I'm going to enact my revenge. I'm going to pop him in my gob. Hope he doesn't go all pincers blazing on the inside of my mouth. Then the crab got him as well with a couple of parasites. So I'd say crab 2, Lou 1. I'll say daughter 0, Lou 1, crab 2. So the crab is definitely the winner in this instance. Crab eating is common in many areas of China, and while they are normally eaten cooked, serving raw crabs is not unheard of in eastern China, especially in Shanghai, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu provinces, where the famous drunken crabs dish originates from. The delicacy is normally marinated with liquor and seasoning for hours so that it, quote, gets drunk before being served. They're getting sorry, you guys are spending time and money getting crabs fucked up so you can eat drunk crabs? I don't know why, but that seems more perverse to me than boiling a crab alive or just killing a crab and eating it. Hell, that sounds more perverse than picking up a crab and popping it in your gob because it pinched a loved one. I don't know why. Something about the intention of them going out and capturing crabs and going, we're going to take these guys home, get them fucked up. They got no idea what's going on. Then we'll eat them. They're going to fucking eat the shit out of them. But yeah, we will get them fucked up first for some reason. Hey, does that, delicacy, awesome. Does that like add to the flavor? No. Just sort of a fun little extra for us. Fun little extra step to the mise en place. Step 1, cut up your carrots, your celery, your onions. Yep, cool. Yeah, get your garlic going. Awesome. Get the crabs fucked up. Get a couple pots on. Get some water boiling. Sorry, what was the middle step that you threw in there? Not important. Not important. Just start chopping some stuff up. I'm gonna get these crabs fucked up and get a pot of boiling water going. Thanks, guys. Theoretically, it's better to eat something marinated than completely raw because it has been treated with alcohol, which can help kill parasites and bacteria. But it can't kill all parasites, so it's not 100% safe either. In 2020, a woman in Hangzhou was infected with at least 6 parasites and suffered from water in her lungs and respiratory distress for 6 months after eating 30 raw crabs. She said she was using a folk remedy she believed would strengthen her bones and pounded the live crabs into pieces, soaked them in rice wine, and then ate them raw. Oh, just so many more questions on that one. So many questions. First of all, 30 crabs, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking crabs. That takes a lot of prep work. And also, to strengthen her bones, unless you have a very specific bone density issue, which I'm sure that's a thing. That's got to be a thing. I have no idea. It sounds like something that would be a thing. But unless you had a very specific bone density issue, why would you need to strengthen your bones? You know, guys, I'm really just sick of breaking all these goddamn bones in my hand, carrying all the Woolies bags in after a big shop. So I think I need to double down on the bone strength. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a dream of mine to punch through a solid brick wall. And I'm not going to be able to do that with these goddamn flimsy bones that I've got. So I did a little bit of digging online, and you'll notice I have 30 crab. You'll notice the bag behind me that is moving around. That's 30 live crabs in that. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go beat the shit out of these. Sort of just pound them all into pieces. Already a weird way to do it, but okay. I'm going to soak it all in rice wine, and then I'm going to eat 30 crabs raw. Step 1, pound out the crabs. Step 2, soak them in rice wine. Step 3, eat the raw rice wine crab meat. Step 4, fist through concrete wall. I know you're all laughing now. You're all laughing now. Oh, yeah. Oh, hilarious. Hilarious that I went out and spent all of Saturday and Sunday finding 30 crabs and capturing them. But it will be me who is laughing. A fist through a brick wall, and you will hear the echoes of my laughter, and there will be egg on your face. Or, alternative outcome, and I'm hoping it's not this one, if I'm honest with myself, guys, could get infected with a bunch of parasites, suffer from water in the lungs, respiratory issues for about 6 months. Yeah. And that's going to piss me off because I'm not going to be able to work on that bone density, that bone strength. My bones are going to get in those 6 months where I'm laid out recovering from my 6 parasites and the water in my lungs. I feel like I'm just going to lose all of my bone gains, and I'm just going to be back to square one. And then in 6 months when I recover, I'm probably going to have to eat 60 crabs. This week's episode brought to you by Bone Gains. Hopefully everyone's focusing on that. 2023, new goal, triple that bone strength. Thank you. Thanks, guys. And you're probably thinking, couldn't possibly be any more serious fish-related injuries. And I would say, you're right, but also, you're very wrong. Because a woman has claimed to police that the fisherman she allegedly stabbed underneath a Maroochydore bridge in self-defense threatened her and threw a hot chicken at her. Melanie Jane Byers was arrested on November 19th after she allegedly wounded a man near the Emporio Apartments in Maroochydore. Police allege the 43-year-old stabbed the fisherman in the elbow with a knife following an argument and was later taken into custody. The Maroochydore woman appeared in Maroochydore Magistrates Court via video to apply for bail, claiming it was self-defense, disputing the alleged victim's version of events. Oi, did he? Hey, guys, I'll tell you that. Can someone turn up the iPad that I'm appearing on? Thank you. Did he tell you about the hot chicken that he fucking whipped at me? First of all, pretty expensive, okay? Cost of living's gone up. Those $5 hot chickens are probably $8 to $10 hot chickens now. Well, you're probably getting a half chicken, aren't you? $5. There's no way you were getting there was no way you're getting a hot chicken for $5. What am I talking about? Anyway, prices are through the fucking roof. That's besides the point, Your Honor. But the fact that he whipped a hot chicken at me in this economic climate speaks volumes about the damage that he was willing to inflict and at what cost he was willing to inflict it. I implore the court, throw the book at him. I stabbed him a little bit, sure. You know, I'm not claiming to be an innocent party here. You know, my hands are a little bit dirty as well, but free from chicken grease. And free from, well, not blood. A lot of blood on my hands, actually, yeah, because I did stab him. But, you know, really, psychologically, when we break it down, who's the real sicko here, you know? Someone who does a little stabbing, you know, that's the huge. This guy, though, hot chicken? Guys, that's a sick man right there. That's a sick man. That should be taken off the streets. Duty lawyer Michael Robinson said the man claims he came down to the bridge near Emporio Place in Maroochydore to fish, where Miss Byers had been living when she allegedly stabbed him after an argument. She had met the man earlier that day under the bridge where she lives, and he drunkenly made threats towards her. The court was told the man returned later that night without a fishing rod and kicked her stuff around, threw a hot chicken at her, and threw a lit candle at her? Okay, guy, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? You better watch yourself. Hey, I come down here to fish in peace, all right? And you better watch yourself. No, I'm not going to come back with like a car full of mates or whatever, you know, and be real intimidating and imposing. But I am going to come back here with a hot chicken. Yeah. What's he going to do with that? Interesting. What's he going to do with the little candle if I come back with one? What about that? What are you going to do then? I'm going to come back here later tonight. I'm going to chuff your stuff around a little bit. Probably kick over a letterbox or two. Take out a wood paling on your fence. And I'm whipping a full hot chicken at you. And just when you're recovering from the shock of getting a hot chicken whipped at you, here comes a lit candle. A lit candle. Did he light it? Sorry. Where the fuck? Why the fuck? So did he... What's the series of events there? Did he whips the hot chicken and then she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, don't do it. And he pulls out a lighter. Don't do it. He pulls out a candle. Don't. Okay? You've already kicked some of my stuff around. You've whipped the hot chicken at me. Did you touch this? Because I am going to take it. I am going to eat that. Okay? This is do you see the prices of these hot chickens? That's besides the point. Don't light that candle. Don't hold your arm back like you're about to pitch that lit candle at me. What the fuck is going on in your head that you decide? Because that's premeditated. You're not just walking around with a candle on you. You know what I mean? I'm picturing for some reason like a dinner candle. I don't know if that's what they're called. Just like, you know what I mean? Like a tall, white, run-of-the-mill, you know, fucking candle that you would put in like a candelabra. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's what I'm picturing. Now, if we're talking like a glass house candle, first of all, it's too expensive to be throwing glass house candles at people. Second of all, that's in a pretty thick glass. What would you call that? Let's say receptacle. It's like a glass, like it's a candle. I don't fucking know. It's in the glass thing. The candle. It's a candle. If he's whipping them around, then that's fucked up. That's even more fucked up because you couldn't even put that. At least the straight candle you could keep in your pocket. You're not keeping a whole big like glass candle in your pocket. It's too big. Unless you got like one of them small ones from like Kmart or Target, you know what I mean? I'm working out the logistics of what type of candle size could you keep in your pocket. It's all weird. All of them are weird. All of them is insane. Okay, that is an odd and very specific level of premeditation. Because you're taking it, going, I'm whipping a candle at her. That's what I'm doing. I'm going back there. I've got to stop off at Woolies or Coles on my way there. I've got to pick up the hot chicken because I'm definitely pitching a hot chicken at her, right? And I'm taking this candle and I'm going to light it and I'm going to chuck it at her. Miss Byers claims he then tried to strike her when she allegedly stabbed him in self-defense. I mean, at this point, if he's whipped a hot chicken at you, a candle, if in one of those, like a lit candle, in one of those big glass candle holders, again, I don't know what they're called. Please let me know. But don't flame me for it, okay? You know, we're friends here. You know, and this could be a learning experience for me. I could Google it right now. I'm sitting in front of a computer. I'm not going to, okay? And that's where we're at. But at this point, he's whipped a lot of shit at you, and then he tried to hit you. I'd say the fact that he got stabbed in the elbow like one time kind of had it coming at that point. A little bit. Like, you can't go like pitching candles at people. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I'm getting really bogged down in the candle thing. I like it. The whole story is focusing on like, oh man, a fisherman threw a hot chicken at her. Guys, he threw a lit candle at her as well. Okay, let's put that in the headline. What's she doing with this knife? Magistrate Rod Madsen asked. Are you off your fucking tree, cunt? What's she doing with the knife? What's this cunt doing with a fucking hot chicken and a lit candle? Unless he tried to play it off like, you know what? I was going down there to hang out under the bridge. I was going to have a lovely candle-lit romantic hot chicken dinner for myself. And I was attacked. Well, no, because he specifically said that he went back there to kick her stuff around. So Mr. Robinson replied, she uses it for art, cutting up cardboard boxes. She uses it for art, ... cutting up cardboard boxes. That's a couple of different, you know. Hey, it's a multi-purpose knife, all right? Maybe I use it for cutting up Amazon boxes. Maybe I use it for opening my packages. Maybe I use it for art. And maybe I use it for self-defense. I don't know who's going to whip a fucking lit candle at me. Mr. Robinson questioned the severity of the wounding, with police prosecutor James Allen saying the depth of the wound was the concern. Mr. Madsen denied her bail and adjourned her case to March 3rd, 2023, where she's charged with unlawful wounding. All right. Well, that's coming up, actually. That's next week. That's next week. Okay. Well, I get it. Unlawful wounding. She did stab him. But are we, because that's where it ends. And there was really no mention of him whipping a chicken, him whipping a lit candle, what his intentions were around doing that. He intentionally, it says that he returned later that night without the fishing rod and kicked her stuff around, threw a hot chicken at her, and threw a lit candle at her. Why'd he come back? You know? Why has he got the chicken? And why has he got the candle? Answer me these questions 3. Sam Turner, the writer of this article from the Sunshine Coast Daily. What's the go with the fucking chicken and the candle? Just a series of violent attacks in this episode. You know, a crab violently attacks a young girl. The dad violently revenge attacks the crab. The crab doubles back and violently double parasites the dad. A woman stabs a guy in the elbow. He's whipping chicken at her and a lit candle. You know, it's a lot going on. You know, 2023 is off to a really violent beginning. A violent, volatile beginning, including in Madison, Wisconsin, where Madison police say a person was punched by a friend when they tried to sell fake drugs that were actually soap. Wow. You know, again, I don't want to belabor this point, you know, because I like listening to podcasts. It's a nice escape from reality sometimes. I've just realized that perhaps this podcast isn't so much, and maybe it's a confronting of realities. Is this your escape podcast, or is this where you really dive deep into confronting the dark and shadowy parts of the human experience and reality? Either way, I hope you get something great out of it. Sorry to flip. Got real dark on you there for a second. But I'm just saying, you know, times are tough. You know, rent prices increasing. Cost of living's going up. Inflation. Interest rates. You know, drugs. getting more expensive. That's actually an interesting point, right? Because drugs have always gone off of like a weight system. So $100 for a quarter of an ounce, something like. Again, I don't know. Okay, I don't know these things. I don't know what it's called when you put the fucking the candle goes in. I don't know what the right weights are for the drugs that you buy. Okay, I don't remember them. Yes, I could Google them. No, I haven't. I've apologized already for coming unprepared. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, all I'm going to say is, yeah, because like the price of drugs, pretty consistent. Surely the cost of producing drugs has gone up. You know, if you need to use different chemicals, or you know, if you're doing an indoor grow, you know, you got a hydroponic setup. I'm specifically talking about weed here. You know, the cost of electricity has gone up. Well, I mean, in their instances, they're stealing it anyway. In a lot of cases, they're just stealing the electricity. Or have a lot of them gone off grid, you know? 2023, are we getting sort of more environmentally conscious about our drug production? And are we going solar? Solar off grid, you know, living out in the middle of nowhere, chucking the lights on, charging the batteries during the day, chucking the lights on at night to speed up the growing. Is that how that works? If you know how drugs work, DM me, let me know. Are we turning the lights on at night to speed up the growth? And then I'm just getting my Starlink internet that costs you $1,000 fucking dollars. You know, to really just live sufficiently off grid, you know, off grid, off map. Anyway, I'm just saying that surely the cost of producing drugs has gone up. But I don't think the price of drugs has gone up. If it has, again, DM me, let me know. Your identity is safe. There will be no revealing of identities. We keep it very Batman, very Superman over here, very Clark Kent, very Bruce Wayne, you know. Your secret identity is safe with me. Police were called to the area of East Washington Avenue and North Marquette Street on the city's east side just after 1 a.m. after getting a battery complaint. When officers got to the scene, they were told the person who called the police had attempted to sell soap as drugs to a friend. Like I'm saying, times are tough, and now you're out here duping your friends. And that's so shitty, because it's like, guy, again, I just got done talking about how, you know, everything's sort of like costing more. I'm just trying to escape reality for a little bit, you know? And now you're duping me on my drug buy? I'm buying the drugs to escape reality for a little bit, and you're going to dupe me on the drug buy, my guy? My guy drug buy? On the dupe? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I feel like the guy that punched the guy trying to sell him soap as drugs. That just makes sense. That just makes sense to me, you know? I was going to say, just like it makes sense that, you know, you would take revenge on a crab that bites a loved one, but I personally wouldn't do that, you know? But you gotta punch the guy who's trying to sell you soap as drugs. According to police, the friend suspected something was not right and decided to test the fake drugs by licking it, discovering it was actually soap. Dude, you knew, like, you had to have known that it was going to come out at some point. He was going to do the drugs at some point. And that was when he was going to find out they were soap. You didn't, by the sounds of it, you didn't even cut the drugs with soap. You just tried to sell him soap. Unless your friends were all stinky and, you know, and you were trying to solve a problem for yourself. And you were like, hey, I know drugs is what you want, but soap is what you need, dude. Okay? I hang out with you quite a lot, and I'm just saying, as a friend, drugs is what you want, but soap is what you need, my guy. Soap up, you know, scrub. You'll notice that, and probably a dead giveaway should have been, I also gave you a loofah with your drugs. Surely that was a dead giveaway. And I kept like saying things like, scrub up, wash that grundle, you know? Hey, man, here's your drugs and also just a loofah. And by the way, get deep in those crevices. You know? Probably should have been a giveaway. Police said the friend then punched the person and tried to interfere when the person went to call 911. Well, yeah, he's like, dude, we don't... Also a weird move to be like, how do you explain that one to police? You're like, well, look, here's what happened. I was selling drugs, except they weren't drugs. They were soap this time, but I normally do sell drugs. Now, when I didn't sell my friend the drugs this time, but I've sold him drugs many times before, and he realized it was soap, that's when the problem occurred. But again, just to clarify, definitely do sell drugs. And thought I should call you to sort of help with this drug deal that went awry this one time. The friend was found nearby a short time later and was arrested on potential charges of battery, intimidation of a victim, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Probably the loofah, to be honest. He has not yet been charged with a crime in Dane County Court. He hasn't yet been charged with a crime. So, and they've said a potential charge of battery, intimidation of a victim, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So, you know, it's not a good time to dupe your friends. You know, we're all doing it tough, and this is the time when we all need real drugs for real. So that's the takeaway from this episode. Again, thank you so much for listening. The socials at One Weird Podcast. All of that good stuff, all the details in the show notes. Leave a review. It helps people like you find the pod and say, hey, this is a thing that other people enjoy, because social proof is important. And people don't trust stuff, you know. They want to know, hey, did someone else trust this? Check the reviews. Oh yeah, someone else said this was good. I guess I'll give it a go. No one wants to be the first guy in. You know what I mean? So if you've been listening for a bit now, you know, chuck a review up on whatever platform you're peeping the pods. But again, yeah, the if I could leave you with anything, obviously get your bone gains up. Very important for 2023. We're going to need strong bones. But mainly, don't dupe your friends on the drug buy, because I feel like 2023 is going to be the year that we're going to need for real drugs for real. So don't get in the way of someone escaping reality by trying to pocket a little cash on your own. That's fucked up. And, you know, have a look at yourself, you know. And if you were considering doing that, also have a look at yourself. Because not cool, you know. Not cool. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for coming, hanging out, listening. Do all the review stuff. Do all the social stuff. Love you so much. And I'll see you next time. Next week, in fact. Back on that weekly schedule. Love you. Catch you later.